YouTubers, Electric Adventures, and I have another package in the mail. It's from one of the Japanese auction places again, which I know I've been getting a few items from, and this is obviously a smaller package, so it came airmail. So it was actually a couple of items that I had a watch on after the big lot that I got. It will still probably be another couple of weeks away because it's coming sea freight. Yep, that is that lot. Now, one item in here I paid a bit of money for, but it's pretty, it's fairly hard to come by, and the others I only paid a few dollars for, so it all rounds out in the end. Freight wasn't very expensive, even though it was air freight, because it's only, it's pretty light. It's packaged up very well. So I continue my bit of a Saturn bend I've been on lately. Japanese systems in general. So I don't have a Japanese Saturn, but I have an Action Replay 2 card which allows you to play games from any region. And it really is very well packaged up, which is always nice. Okay, so we'll flip it upside down because we'll save the rare game for last. So the first one continues my Ease collection and related stuff. So it's Falcom Classics. So that includes Ease 1, I believe. Xana, I don't know how to pronounce it, Zaxandu and Dragon Slayer. I haven't actually heard of Dragon Slayer, so they're all RPGs. Of course they're going to be have issues with Japanese text, but it'll be interesting to see how playable they are. Actually look quite interesting. It'll be interesting at least to have a play. Now it's all in pretty good condition. There's just a little bit of a mark on the case that might polish out, but otherwise it's in very good condition inside. The game disc is perfect. That was the cheapest. Well, we've got my list over there, so that was like $4. Now another set of discs for the Saturn that I didn't know about. I'm actually really pleased to get. It's Capcom Generations disc number 1, and as you can see on the cover there, it contains 1942, 1943 and another variant of 1943. I'm not sure which one it is, but I really like the 1942 series, so it'll be interesting to see what these versions are like. Most arcade ports on the Saturn are usually pretty good. So the insides is good. And I think I paid about $8 for this, which is very probably just a little under par for us over here. So very happy to get that one. I'd be most interested in playing it. Another one, it's no crack, it's just got a couple of marks on the front, but we have Bomberman Wars. So where Bomberman decided to go, here we go, where Bomberman decided to go isometric 3D. I haven't actually ever played this before. Be nice to get the other normal Saturn multiplayer Saturn Bomberman at some stage as well, but it's all in good nick in there and not a mark on the disc, and that was a couple of dollars, so all pretty good. And now the item that this particular thing was all about, and the very first one of this series of games that I have a physical copy of, and it's Donpachi, which is the first one in the cave shooting series of the Donpachi series. They have other games. There we go, we're sort of getting some... It's the reflection on the case that throws it off. There it is. So, bullet hell shooter. I'd be very interested to see what the Saturn version is like. There's a fingerprint on the disc, but other than that, no scratches. So, very much looking forward to having a go at that. So, very good timing with these. So, 4 excellent titles to add to the Sega Saturn collection. I am mainly concentrating on getting the Japanese title because I'm after, primarily after the shooters. I believe this actually Capcom Generation 1 isn't actually the first one that I've won. I got a really cheap copy of number 3 in the big lot that's coming. And number 2, which is the one that goes for a lot of money in auctions because it's got the Ghosts and Goblins games on it, basically. Not sure when I'll be able to get a copy of that, but you never know in the future. I'll be lucky. I try not to pay too much for my games. Alright, let's go try those games out. Here we go with Donpachi. Sorry, not Don, it's Donpachi, which is the earlier version of the cave shooter. This is my very first physical copy other than an iPhone version of these games. A bit of a loading time. Okay, so we've got a top player thing. Don't bite! Double loading screen, so just a second.
Select your battle fighter.
Okay, we've got 3 different fighters. Let's go with that one.
Okay, good luck.
It'll be interesting to see how this compares. So I've played Donpachi on the iPhone, and I think
wing leader to base. Wing leader to base. Commencing operation.
On Xbox.
3, 2, 1, go. First stop. Enemy outpost. Let's see what you got.
Okay, so you press the button to fire, hold it down, you get a sustained burst. So in a way, these games are semi-inspired by the Raiden series of games. And they're all about bullet patterns. And also a key point of these games is your hit spot on your craft isn't necessarily the whole craft. So allowing you to weave through some quite complicated things without getting killed. Okay, we did our first boss, the middle boss or end of the boss, I don't know.
Looky what we got here. A multi-assault tank. Watch yourself, kid.
fly straight through.
Just a couple more shots.
Whoa. It's getting used to the hit point spots. I'm into it. Yeah, did it. But I did that.
All right, let's get it, kid.
Yeah, well, it's not a bad shooter at all, really. Don't know how I've gone. That's pretty poor dying twice in the first stage there. I mean, it's not that hard. It's just getting used to the flatiness of the controls and the hit spots, but it looks very nice. And
Bandits
sounds
closing
very
in. Watch your tail.
Let's go over to the second stage here. Now, of course, it's, as with all of these shooting Muppets, learning the various patterns. Making the right decision about which area of the screen to go to for a particular pattern.
Power up.
This is quite a good fun game. I could quite literally play this game for ages. So we'll go a little bit further, see what the end of the little boss is like. Over there. Oh, that's okay. See these enemies require a couple more hits.
Please continue.
Oh, there we go. I died anyway, so I suppose not too bad for my first attempt. Most definitely will be playing this one heaps. Game I've wanted for a long time, so excellent addition to the collection. Let's try the next game. Right, so next we have Capcom Generations, I think it's called, Volume 1, which has so I'm just making sure the capture was okay with that vertical refresh change there. 1942, 1943 and 1943-2, I take it. I think that's what it's called. I'll try to go for a little bit. Absolutely love the 1942 series. They're a great, once again, vertical scrolling shooter. One of my favourite types. We won't go into that too far or we'll make the video too long. Yeah, so Capcom Generation 1. Collection, stereo, screen adjust. Okay. Not 100% sure, maybe there's save spots. So we have 1942. Posters. Let's go back. just title select. Silly me. Yeah, so 1942, 1943, and 1943 part 2 or something. So let's go with 1942, which is obviously the very first game. A lot simpler than the later ones. I have both 1942 and 1943 on my arcade cabinet multi-board. So, we have various formations and things come down. The attack buttons aren't too hard. Now we have... Whoops, I was looking at the red guys and not looking... Right, that gives us a power, which gives us a bit more firepower. So you do get bonuses for clearing out particular runs. You just got to be careful of the swooping patterns so they don't get you cornered. And that you don't lose sight of the bullets. You will get an award at the end of a stage, depending on how many craft you got. Picking out the bullets is not so well for me today. So we don't get to see the next power up level. I've even actually played the basic, this entry level, you know, first foray into this formula for them for quite some time. And I managed to die again. So then you get to see the end of the stage. Anyway, well, we've got a few games to cover. Let's see if we can go back. My ranking score, yep. Continue going version on the so. Yeah, we don't want to continue going with that. So you can continue, get a number of credits. Just wait for that timer to run out. See where it takes us back to. Okay, how do we go back? Here we go. Let's go for 1943. So 1943 introduces missions where you actually have a a target at the end of each stage. Play 2-player co-op. Also, you don't have instant death, so meter down on the left shows my current health. And also, once the power-ups have a timeout, so 3-way, we have 16 seconds or a limited number of shots for each of them. So I've got no one like that. Or I could have shot that power-up and turned it into a different raw power-up. This is the game I'll probably play on the arcade cab more than the original. Now, if you collect one that says power, it actually repairs you. So as you can see, I have taken a little bit of a hit somewhere. instead of a timeout thing, a number of shots. Very effective, the shotgun. Power instead of a new weapon. And now we're back to our basic weapon. But it's pretty generous. Now you do have a couple of weapons to use if you get stuck. Use one of those, which is like a rollover, gets you out of avoids all the bullets. So I didn't kill the main ship oops, very well. So I won't get a fantastic bonus for the stage. 60%. Obviously we have a bit of kanji text in the menus there. I'll even be able to change that in the options. So I really need the next power up again to be a power. And then you can see it doesn't give you much. Power up again. Hopefully we'll get a chance to get another one in a sec. Oop, and then we go, I'm dead. Continue on, and you'll have a limited number of credits to do so. So they're a great fun game. I'll just see what the number 2 one's like. Right, here we go with 1943 Part 2. A little bit of a gap there, battery ran out, got distracted by other things, and before you know it, a couple of days went by. So, very bad of me, I know. So I'm not sure where we were with the commentary. But it looks like 1943 Part 2, or whatever that symbol means, is a slightly enhanced version. It's still not the same as my arcade board, but it does have more enhanced. The graphics are fancier, but basically the gameplay is fairly similar. Not that fond of the colour they make the enemies here. But it's got the same mechanics. And a fun game, it's a fun game in its own right. Once you get used to the change weapons then. Once you get used to the different colours though, grab the power this time, so got a couple of hits there while I was playing badly. It's not a bad version. We do have, I don't believe I saw a laser in the other version, so we do actually have a few more weapons. Shell. Okay. Shell is perhaps causing more damage to the larger enemies. And shell again, is it? Okay. Something about our first target. Or was that just the first section. So, you know, it's a 1940X game. I like playing the 1943, I believe 1943, I have in my arcade cabinet, because it has little intro sequences that says what ship you're going after. But this last variant on the disc is probably the most interesting one to play, because it just has a little bit more to it. But overall, not too bad. Alright, well, here's the larger ship that you're probably after. And there we go, I died anyway. Alright, let's try our next title. Oh, by Hudson. Oh, we get an intro. Interesting. So here we go with Bomberman Wars. Now, I've never played this game before, but I take it it's a bit of a go at an isometric 3D version of Bomberman. So trying to take it to the next level. I'll play Bomberman on the PC Engine. I don't have the version of Bomberman on the Saturn. That is the large multiplayer version. Some of the titles I'd like to get, and then I'd like to get a few people around here to play it. It's a nice intro sequence. Not too bad, really. Alright, but we won't, since we're doing multiple games, we won't play too much of the intro. I'll have a go at doing I think great look at that later. Nice and colourful. So obviously only playing one player, and Bomberman is a good game to play multiplayer. I'm just selecting the defaults. We'll work out what they really mean later. Looks like a Bowser. So here's the saviour. Okay, so I'm probably going to do very badly in the next bit. I apologise in advance because I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know whether it's going to resemble a normal, how much it's going to resemble a normal Bomberman game. Okay, so strategic playfield. Okay, so obviously the first thing is move. Confirm maybe. Let's try what the second option is. Yeah, okay, so that was cast a spell and lay a bomb in that location. Probably wasn't the best thing to do. So we know that's moved now. One more to move. on that bomb. Okay, is that the end of my turn? Right, so he can attack now.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So each of them get 2 moves, which is interesting, or a move and an attack. Yeah, it cancels. Just sorry, trying to figure it out on the fly here. So. That's probably the end of the turn. So there's 4 moves. Yeah, so it's a strategic game. You've got to try and trap him. Yeah, so I probably wasted quite a few bombs there. Well, that game looks quite good. I won't play a complete game because it'll take up too much time, and I need to figure it out a little more. But you obviously have different abilities, but it's actually quite an interesting variation on the Bomberman theme. So probably be a good game 2-player as well, I reckon. Let's try the next one. Here we go with our multi Falcon disc. So Falcon Classics. So there's 3 games. So we have Years, Saxon Do, and Dragon Slayer. Well, I've heard nothing about, I don't know anything about Dragon Slayer, so I'm going to try that one first. We'll only have a really quick look at each 3 of these, because otherwise the video will run a bit too long. And it will just depend on the game whether they're, how playable they are, or interpreting how much script's in them. Very nice dragon art. Laid back entry. Saturn mode, original mode. Well, let's go with Saturn mode. Well, it's a version of an arcade game that I haven't played. Interesting. Yeah. Pick stuff up. There we go. Sorry, just trying out the buttons. And go on. So you can pick up one thing at a time, maybe. So C seems to be a big action thing at the moment. Okay. Don't seem to be able to attack, which would be nice. Thinking maybe I have to equip a weapon or something. Nope, that is just hurting me. Oh yeah, you go back to home and you get healed. Just to work out of that, but it'd be nice if I could work out how to actually use my sword. And shield, there's not much point having. Okay. You need to push in the direction. He is not getting a any action from the character as he's fighting. So that's what's hard to tell. Right, you can't get rid of the places where the creatures are coming from. Come back here and heal. Not sure what that ghost flying around is doing. I'm not sure how to access the chest. But interesting looking graphics and interesting looking games. As you can see, I'm starting to get hooked into it a fair bit. Oh, I see. That is now allocated something to. Just can't use that there. Just trying one button I didn't use before for the chest. No, doesn't seem to work. Alright, once again, I'll need to have a look at that collection a bit more. Well, I might reset so we can have a look at some of the other games on there. Right, here we have Xanadu. I take it that's how you pronounce it. Try Saturn mode again. So more an RPG, so obviously this is enter your name. I'm not going to work that much out. Bruce, Novice F. Some starting gold. Right, this means we can play with our stats. Okay, so we can increase our strength. So we've spent some gold and up that as well. Exit out of there, we won't spend too much time making a character. So we have a character, up jumps, can't do anything else at the moment, strength shot. Interesting control mechanism. Can I go down there? Yep, okay. Sort of gets carried away with walking. I mean, seriously, I really need to read some instructions on some of these before I try and play them. Especially for RPGs. I'm just starting to think that maybe it's having... Oh, I see, because some of them... So we're in a vertical configuration, I've actually fallen down into a dungeon thing now. So. trying to have a few buttons again. Let me guess, that took us around in a complete circle. Alright, I need to read some instructions before I try and play these games. We'll have a real quick look at years, and then we'll call it a day. So it's Ancient Ease, Vanished Omen. It's the title, so it'd be good to just do a quick graphics comparison and see how playable it is. And as per Saturn, pretty good graphics. And the sound on the Saturns are good, is quite refreshing. So interesting, it's got the Saturn mode and original mode. I've selected Saturn mode on each one of these too. So obviously you're not going to be able to understand any of the text of the people you're talking to. It's a matter of trial and error working out what the menu selections are. And there we go, we have some English there. Now I don't know about a mouse. 500 gold. How much have we got? 1,000. Okay, is that yes? No. Let's try again. Yeah, there we go. So we have a sword. And the graphics are really, really nice. So we'll just find the exit. And stop running into people, so we're talking to them. Let's go into our inventory, sword. Go, so at least we've got a weapon. Yeah, once again, done in by controls. So anyway, that's a quick look at that one. Those sort of games really need instructions, especially when you're trying to play a game that's got a whole lot of Japanese text in it. But graphically they look awesome and they sound awesome as well. So I hope you'd like to look at these titles. We're all very much worth it. I'm going to enjoy playing those a lot, although RPG, not sure when I'll get time to play those properly, but I will one day. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for all for subscribing, and I'll catch you all later.